For the past few days, we've been working on how we can find and prove that two fractions are equivalent. Today we are going to continue that work as we think about how we can find equivalent fractions by partitioning models and number lines. Let's get started on the problem of the day. What are two fractions that are equivalent to 1/2? Use a visual model or a number line to represent. Get started on your problem of the day using what you remember from the last few days to represent and solve. Go ahead. How did you solve this problem? Say it out loud. That's right. We knew that we had halves in this problem. So the first thing that we did was we took our halves and we partitioned them in half again to create fourths. So I know that this is 1/2. And then we shaded that same amount here. So then we were able to figure out that 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. How do you know that these are equivalent? Say it out loud. That's right. You know that these are equivalent because they represent the same amount of the whole, and you can see that because we have the same amount shaded here. On visual models, we can see this when the same amount is shaded. Nice job. What's another way that you could solve this problem using a number line? Say it out loud. That's right. The first thing that we could do is we could create a number line with the same size holes. And because we've already done fourths over here, what should we partition our number line into to find a different equivalent fraction? Say it out loud. Nice. So you're going to take your halves, I heard you say, and you're going to split your halves in half again, and we know that that will give us fourths. But to find a different equivalent fraction, because we already did fourths over here, you're going to partition the fourths in half again to make eighths. Let's label our number line. So then you could see that 4/8 was equivalent to 1/2. How did you know that they are equivalent? Say it out loud. Yes, we know that equivalent fractions represent the same amount of the whole. On number lines, we can see this when the fractions are at the same point on a number line. So how did we create equivalent fractions in both of these pieces of work? Say it out loud. Yes, that's right. I heard you say that we partitioned the pieces on the visual model and on the number line into more smaller pieces. So one way that we can find equivalent fractions today is by further partitioning the parts, so taking the half and making them into smaller parts. First, we made them into fourths and found equivalent fractions. Then we made them into eighths and found equivalent fractions. We can further partition parts or intervals to create more smaller parts to find equivalent fractions. Nice job.